Namaskar. At this point, every time I give a lecture, there are a few people really unhappy about it. They make faces, oh, and they think that I'm propagating something barbaric, really barbaric, from the Stone Age. And actually it is not barbaric, it's not from the Stone Age. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, everybody was doing that, or maybe 40 years ago. But now, everyone suddenly became averse to this. What I'm going to talk about? First, I would like to ask you a question. Do you think that something in our body, the nature has made a mistake, and something is really unnecessary? You know, atavism is called atavism. Something from the animal life, just we carry it. Our genes have not adjusted to the new lifestyle. Do you think that we are like that? That there are some extra parts in our body? In my opinion, I don't see that. I feel that this body is a very, very, very perfect design. And if we keep the body more natural, it is better. So I'm going to talk about the hair in the armpits and pubic area. Nowadays it is considered that it is aesthetically ugly and it is unhygienical. That there is a smell, the sweat is secreted, and then the smell is accumulated. And you are almost like an animal if you keep the hair in the armpits. This is the impression of the people. 30 years ago, my mother, she used to have the armpit hair. And almost everybody used to have. And now, new fashion, somebody decided that it is a good thing to sell a lot of the shaving machines. And a lot of the deodorants and all this stuff is a big business. So everybody, they start to slowly, the mind gets distorted, and everybody start to think that this is ugly, to have a natural, the natural thing in the body. But if it's in the mind, it's really in the mind. It's according to your samskara, according to your karma, you perceive that, oh, this is beautiful and this is not beautiful. But it takes only few weeks to adjust and change your view. And then, actually, if you look, what is beautiful? I don't see this as beautiful. If you shave everything, I don't see. What I really see beautiful is a health. When the person is healthy, and when the person is healthy, he emanates this glaze. There is this effulgence from the face. And there is this life in him or in her. There is this, radiance. And that is really beautiful. And nowadays people, they are misfocused. They are focusing on something external. And really the makeup makes a difference. It affects the psychologically. There are some mechanisms in our biopsychology that forces us to perceive something is beautiful, you make, and then you can deceive someone for some time, but not all the time. What is really perceived as beautiful is the state of health. And keeping the armpit hairs will help to maintain proper health. This is an important thing. And it is better to be really beautiful than to be so-called beautiful. Actually, I'm a very lucky person. I live in a yoga center, and many people come to us to practice. And when they come, they're not attractive at all. You see that there is no life in them. But when they stay for 2 weeks or 3 weeks with us, and they follow lifestyle, even the very gray sparrow becomes so beautiful and so attractive person. So it is my day-to-day experience that this transformation occurs. And whether it is natural or not for human beings, or whether it is of animalistic nature, have you seen a monkey? Does the monkey have the armpit hair? No, it doesn't have. It doesn't have to shave. It's naturally clean. So our master has said that this, and the master says because of his intuitional, direct experience, he can see, he can perceive the workings of the human body. For example, when he was explaining the dance of Kaushiki, he said, I brought several boys and I asked them to do this dance. They started to do this dance. And I saw the effulgence increasing. And I saw that something is opening with them. That thing which is opening is called Kaushiki, the 5 layers of the mind. That's why the dancers receive the name Kaushiki. So with this kind of vision, the Guru perceives what is good for the human being. So he has said that we must keep safe the hair in the armpits and the pubic area. And he said that it makes the difference, it changes the mode of the lymphatic glands from the animal mode to the human mode. Monkeys, they can jump. They can jump better than human beings. And physically they are really more active. Human beings, we are more slower. We are not like monkeys. But our mental world is more developed. So shaving is going back to the monkey world. Sorry, but I don't want to go there. So the point prescribes keeping the armpit hair and the pubic area hair. And because there is so much secretion of sweat and there may be a smell, the smell comes if the sweat decomposes. If you sweat and after you don't clean, and after 2-3 hours there will be some smell. So we need to regularly just clean this area, take the bath and then properly clean, and also use the natural deodorants like coconut oil. Put the coconut oil and then you smear the hair in the armpits. That hair will become smeared with oil, and the water, the sweat will not penetrate there. The salt will not accumulate, the smell will not accumulate. And then after doing this oiling thing, then just you, with a comb, you comb it. So there will not be any, like, the hair will not be, knitted like that. And they become very shiny and very beautiful, the hair here. And then if still there is a smell, you can sometimes use a lemon. Just take the lemon, cut the lemon, and then use the lemon to clean. And that is like with the acid, it will kill all the bacteria and maintain a proper smell. And then also use the coconut oil after that. And there is no smell, actually. And also the smell indicates sometimes we are in a bad mood, we are experiencing stressful emotions, and then the bad smell comes. And that is just a signal. Okay, you are not very well. You need to change your thinking, you need to change your diet, you need to change your lifestyle. And but we prefer to hide that with the different deodorants and not really change the reason for that. So this is one practice. Keep the armpit hair and maintain proper cleanliness of the armpit hair. Don't shave the armpit hair. You try it, and like our girls, it's very difficult to convince them to give up this practice of shaving. But after I convince them in this way, you try it. You try for 1 week, try for 3 weeks, try for 1 month. And then later on, if you don't like it, you can do whatever you like. And then, okay, Dada, I try. Then they try. Then later on, such a flow created that I don't have to, you know, meddle with those affairs. But sometimes I overhear some new girl comes and they ask, "Are you shaving your armpits? Are you foolish?" And then they create, you know, like there is a social pressure, but in a different direction, that social pressure. And then one girl told me, she said, "Dad, I understood." Sometime there was a lecture, and then she commented. She said, "Dad, I understood. I was practicing it, and then somebody gave me a present of a very, very beautiful dress. So I wanted to be very beautiful. I went for some, you know, event, and the dress was very open. So I shaved the armpits, and I felt the difference. I felt my mind going out of balance. And because, you know, everything you can know in the comparison, when you compare something with something, then you can know. If you have nothing to compare with, then you cannot know. So she is practicing meditation. She is practicing all these points. And then she had the chance to experiment. She shaved again the armpits, and then she felt different. So now she is very convinced. And she also inspires other people. So consider this and try to experiment. Thank you very much. Namaskar.